all, welcome to Billionaire. So this is RP here, recording video on 12th of June 2022. So here we are going to discuss about Nifty's move for the next week, and we are going to use indicators and Elliott Wave, then option chain to get the 360-degree view of the Nifty. So before we start, I have one quote with me from the Jesse Livermore. So he says, there is only one side to the stock market, and it's not the bull side or the bear side, but it's the right side. What does he mean is you need to be on the right side of the stock market and not on the bull side or the bear side. So let's see whether we are on the right side or not. Means we should be knowing in advance which side it is going to come, whether it's a bull side and bear side, and depending on we need to change the side. So that's a typically mindset of traders, and the traders must be prepared for bull and bear cases both. So currently we are in a bear market because Nifty is consolidating since long. So that's our quote for today, and we'll start with the indicators. So in indicators, we discussed last week that 16,400 is a major support. If it is broken with the gap down opening, then we can assume that Nifty is about to fall on the downside. So these are the support or resistance points which it has formed previously, and Nifty last week we were here on this red Morbo's candle. So this was the red candle which was formed on last Friday. After that 5-session Nifty continuously is in the downtrend. Here in one session it has given the move on the upside, but it was a fake bounce, and then Nifty continued the drop. So here we have seen that Nifty had dropped from facing resistance at 200 EMA. So pink line is a 200 EMA, and then later on it has also broken the 13 EMA, which is this blue line. It has also broken that. So now RSI also went below 50. RSI below 50 is considered as a bearish signal, and Aron is showing a unusual signal here where it is showing the change in the trend on the upside. But what I'm expecting here from Aron is it is to turn again parallel, going like this. Okay, it is to turn parallel again, and then it might give a green line on the upside and red line might go on the downside, and we might break and make one more low and then bounce on the upside. So this is what I'm expecting from Aron as well. But yeah, it will take a lot of time to conclude that, but that's the idea that I have on the Aron indicator. So Aron indicator currently shows the bullish signal, but I think it's due to this particular candle, and from 25 days market is in sideways and has not moved much. So Aron works on 25 period, so it does consider the time and then plots the line. So here, due to this green candle, possibly it has given the signal, and it can be a possible that we are still we will fall slowly on the downside and then go up. So that's why it might be indicating that there could be a potential reversal ahead. But I'm not trusting more on Aron right now. I have a better method to deal with the Nifty's move, and that's the Elliott Wave. So price action and all we already discussed many times. So basically this support has been broken, and there is not much that can be tracked with the price action. With the price action, you should be just aware that we are trading in a channel. So this is the channel. So when I draw a channel, it will be like this. Okay, this is some kind of expanding channel where one more touch can come based on price action. You can assume that Nifty could drop towards this area. Okay, this area, not in a straight line, but maybe like this. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting based on price action. So it can go like this and then go up. Okay, so this is what we can expect, and let's see if it takes support on this trend line. So from the price action point of view, just remember this channel and this second trend line where it has 2 touch points, and we are expecting third touch point and it to bounce. So somewhere near 15,000 we are expecting target, 15,300 to 15,000. That is what our expected target is. So okay, so last week we had discussed this in this video, all these details that we are going to drop on the downside. So same thing has happened in the Nifty, and we were expecting one gap down opening and break below 16,400. So this has been done on the last Friday, right? So this was the candle here which opened gap down and broken the 16,400. So these things we discussed in this video. You can visit our Nifty weekly analysis playlist. All the analysis starting from 18th April are added on this playlist. So last week playlist also is there. Last week video is also there in the playlist. You can watch that. So let's move forward and check what is happening with the Elliott wave. So in Elliott wave, we had discussed many times that we are in a complex correction of W, X, Y, XX and Z wave finally going on the downside. So Z wave is again repeating a move here, like here. Okay, it is going like this. So same thing has been repeating. That's what we are saying. So here we have completed one swing. This has already happened. So this is the chart from 18th May. We discussed this in previous videos. So this move is getting replicated here. That's what we discussed. So this was the chart from 29th May. The next week after that, here we mentioned that once the Nifty broken this channel line, we expected Nifty to head towards next support of this area, which is near 16,800 to 850 levels. Sorry, 17,750 to 850 levels. So from there, we were expecting a drop, and same thing has happened. Again, you can see here Nifty made a low of 16,793 something, and then gave a red Marubozu candle. So this analysis was of 5th June, and now we have come past that. Like this was the previous week's chart, and now the chart is different. The next 5 candles have appeared, so the drop looks to have started on the downside. This gap has been filled, and Nifty now looks bearish, and we are expecting it to break this low of 15,735 something low it has created. So 4 times it has taken support here and then bounce back. So again, this support needs to be broken with the gap down. So that will confirm the bearish move further. So the only view that we have for the next week is a bearish view. We do not have any other view, nor consolidation, nor a bullish view, but it's only bearish view that we have for the next week. So let's check on indicator MACD what it shows. MACD. So MACD indicator here is showing histogram is turning downside, and MACD line and signal line are turning near to each other. So once they give a crossover, the fall will be confirmed. So next session, I'm expecting it to give this crossover on the MACD, because what I'm expecting is a gap down opening below 16,000. It can open considering the global markets and all. And our market also had opened a gap down once in a Friday session. So same thing it can repeat and then give a pullback. So what we are expecting is it to go give a gap down, then give a pullback, and then it would drop on the downside. So this will be the wave structure that we are expecting. So let's talk about in terms of Elliott wave. Okay, so this was the move. After this move on the upside, we drawn more detailed chart on hourly time frame. So this was on a daily time frame, right? So this is on a daily time frame, and here we have on hourly chart. So on hourly chart, we expected Nifty had made A, B, C correction, which completed at 16,794, and then the drop had been started because we were expecting it to break this trend line. So we were waiting for 16,438 to be broken with the gap down opening, and that has been done. So now the only view that we have is of downside. So here what we can expect in the next session is like this. Okay, so this is the current chart. After last week, the Nifty has made a wedge structure. Here it has made a wedge structure like this. Okay, 5 waves, then ABC like this. Okay, it is looking like a running flat. So this correction is looking like a running flat. So we can call this as A, this as B, and the C wave is going downside. So C wave will go below 15,671. That's what we are expecting, and it can even extend on the downside. So this looks to be a final move, after which I am expecting a pullback. So we have to wait and watch where this drop will end. So some news might come next week which will create 1 or 2 gaps on the downside, but the fall will be slow compared to the previous falls, and I'm expecting a momentum loss here, and it should give a positive divergence on daily chart. So here on daily chart, we should see a positive divergence. So currently there is no divergence since this fall has begun, right? So Nifty is keep on making lower low here, here, and here on MACD, and price has also made a lower low. What I'm expecting is a new low here. So between the last MACD low and next MACD low, we should see some divergence. So that will confirm that there could be a reversal, and if we come here, let's say, and if we have a positive divergence, then it can break on the upside. So that's what I expect to happen in next couple of weeks, 1 or 2 weeks maybe. So but not immediately, not in a 1 week it will break, 1 or 2 it will break 18,600. Don't have that hopes. that is not going to happen. It might take months to break this, because the next move will be very slow going on the upside. The move it has given previously, this one was very sharp on the upside. Let me adjust the chart. So this was the sharp move. After this much of consolidation, it will go slowly up, not and maybe make a high and then drop. We don't have a proper Elliott wave count for this. I will make another video where we are heading on the long-term basis. but this is how we are expecting. So yeah, so Nifty here has made a leading diagonal pattern like this. 5 wave completed here, A wave completed, then B wave as a running flat, and then the drop has started. So this is another case that we discussed in last week's alternative wave count, but this doesn't seem to be valid, and this chart is not useful now. So I'm going to remove that. Let's jump on the chart. Here is the chart, right? So in this chart, we could expect a gap down opening, or a pullback can also come. Pullback has a low chances, but I'll give you the levels anyway. So to get the levels, let's get the chart with the Fibonacci. So if let's say it opens small gap up, it can head on the upside like this, ABC, towards 0.38 to Fibonacci, or it can even go deeper, but I have a doubt on that considering all the global markets. I could be biased. Definitely I'm holding a put position, so I can be biased as well. But yeah, in case it opens gap up with, let's say, big margin, it opens gap up above gap up like this. Okay, it opens gap up here somewhere near 16,250 to 300 levels, then it can even go towards 370. But I have a low confidence on this. I have a low confidence whether if it will open gap up, because C wave has started. This is wave 1, 2 can be considered. So this can be case 1. If it opens gap up, it can go towards 16,300 to 370 levels. Okay, what is in a zigzag fashion like this, because wave 2 usually are a zigzags, and then it can drop on the downside. So drop will be sharp. So maybe in a last hour it will start the drop, and next day again it will open gap down for the third wave. So this is one case which I am giving a low priority. And the next case can be, it can open more gap down, more severe gap can be there. So it will directly drop more downside like this, and then may go up and then drop again down on the downside. So this can be wave 1 and wave 2. So once it opens gap down, be prepared for a pullback. A pullback can be a bigger pullback. So let's assume that we are going towards this level, Fibonacci level. Then we can see a pullback like this. If it opens gap down, let's say 16,000, somewhere near 16,000, and drops 50 more points. So like this, if it drops, then it can give a pullback as wave 2. So 1, 2, and then a third wave will come again. It can give third, fourth waves, right? Like this. So this is what we are expecting. If it opens flat or gap up, you know the levels, 300, 370. If it opens gap down, then can expect 150 levels for pullback, and then it will drop on the downside. So this is the view for the next week, by the way. So this is how I'm looking at the Nifty. Downside target are bigger. So what I'm expecting here is minimum it should go towards 15,600, which is 1.618 Fibonacci, and it's below previous low of 15,671 Nifty had made previously. So this was the low of Nifty, which it had made in, so this was the low on 8th March. So now we are expecting break of that low in this particular series. So in June, it should break this, and maybe it will form divergence and move up. So that's all on the Elliott wave front. We don't have much to talk. As I said, there is only one direction that we are considering right now, since all the conditions are met. Option chain, let's check the option chain. Here on option chain, last week we mentioned that the range is 16,300 to 800. So same thing has happened, and after that Nifty had broken the range of 16,300 and dropped on the downside. So the next range for the next week is, of course, major support on the put side is of 16,000, which has the biggest number, 37 lakh. Okay, so this is the biggest number, and second biggest number is this one at 16,200. Okay, so break of one support will take it to next support. So even 16,000 is broken by bigger margin, it will go more deep towards the next support of 15,800. Okay, after that we will have a more deeper support. Right now it's not present, but it will be 16,500. So currently, strangely, it's at 15,400, and this will become a major support later on if it breaks 16,000 and 15,800. So on the put side, you understand the support. On the option chain, it's 16,200 and 16,000 right now, but I'm expecting a lower going support on the downside. On the call side, the major support is at 16,500. As you can see, resistance, major resistance is at 16,500. So here you can see here that 60 lakh call writers are there. So this is call writing or you can say call open interest. So 60 lakh are there, which is the biggest number. And from last week, the range had changed from 16,800, 300 to this week, it is 16,500 to 16,000, right? The range has changed. So this indicates a bearish bias. The range is shifting lower. That indicates a bearish bias in the market. So that's how we read the option chain. So break of 16,200, let's say Nifty opens gap down below 16,200, then definitely it is going to break 16,000. It will sustain some time, pull back upside towards 16,150 maybe, and then again it will drop more downside towards 15,800 to 15,500. So that's all for today. Meet you next week in the another Nifty weekly analysis. Thank you. Keep watching. Bye-bye.